Hi there. If you're over 40 and you feel your strength, your health, your fitness, your resilience declining, you need to hear this. If you're over 40 and you feel you're losing your flexibility, your endurance, you need to hear this. So stay till the end because I'm going to convince you that you need to become powerful. You need to become strong and powerful. It's imperative. And better than just convincing you that that's the case, I actually plan to give you a tool you can use to become that right now. Hi, I'm Dr. Simeon Roger and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this is where we talk about all things to do with human resilience, especially body-mind integration. And here we're going to talk about how to get a powerful, energized body flowing with qi. Exactly, this is qigong in the hard sense of the word. This is it. This is where rubber meets the road. So, why am I doing this? I'm doing this because so many people come with problems that they are misdiagnosing. That's right. If you don't have a strong, powerful body, you are going to misdiagnose your own condition. Often people will come and say, "Oh, I'm so stressed, I'm so stressed." And what they mean is they can't stop the constant thoughts that are racing through their heads, the worries, the fears, and all this. And what they don't realize is very often that anxiety is not caused by thoughts alone, but even sometimes primarily by stuck energy, stagnant energy that has no outlet in a sedentary life. You've got to get energy moving. And if you don't get your energy moving, you will also lack mental clarity. So for all those people who primarily focus on mental work, which is most people in our society, you have a severe risk of putting your entire system off kilter because our body-mind organism was not made for a sedentary life. So if you're very sedentary, if you through no fault of your own, if you're stuck in an office, for example, 8 hours a day, and you're pretty much confined to it, and you really don't have a lot of outlet for moving around and getting exercise, yeah, you're going to suffer from stuck energy, from stagnant qi. Tell you a story. Very briefly, when I was in university, of course, a lot of the work in university is mental. It's primarily mental work. But I was actually in a karate class at the time. It was the only martial arts game in town. And so what I found was I'd go to this karate class, and when I came back, which would be probably about 9:30 at night, I was in the perfect place to actually get things done. My body was perfectly calm and my mind was perfectly clear. Why? Because all of this energy had been able to circulate, which is what it is supposed to do. So that's very important. The other thing is, if you do not have a strong, powerful body, the problem too is that you will lose belief in yourself. Yes, your self-esteem will take a hit. You will begin to lose belief in your own self and your own capabilities. This is inevitable. There is no way around it. So these are cogent reasons for doing this. Now, today's drills, yes, I'm going to take you through drills, so stand by to get out your workout clothes. Okay, these drills, where do they come from? They come from those masters of the human condition, the monks of the Shaolin temple. Yes, these are proven drills. These drills have 15 centuries of history behind them. We know they work. We know what they can accomplish, but you have to do it. And what I'm giving you today, of course, is a tiny, tiny fraction of the Shaolin corpus of what they're able to do. But it's what we've got. So this is a way to become strong and resilient, very strong and resilient, because you want a body that is capable of withstanding everything that's coming at you. You want a body that is impervious, increasingly impervious to accident, increasingly impervious to aging for that matter, increasingly impervious to illness, and which is also impervious to changes in the environment. Speaking of the environment, out there in the great outdoors, the temperature right now where I am, because winter is coming on, is about 0 degrees Celsius, or if you're in the US, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's about freezing out there, which, okay, I'm in Canada, that's warm. Well, not compared to our summers where we sweat buckets. But my whole point here is Yeah, the temperature's going down. What does that mean? It means, if we look at yin and yang, it means that the northern hemisphere is shifting into its yin phase. It's yin phase, it's cold phase. So what do we need in order to make our bodies strong and impervious to these environmental influences? Because we know, look, more people die from environmentally induced issues in winter than in summer. It's always the way, right? People freeze, people get colder. This is why we have flu season in the winter, right? So what do we need to combat this? Well, we need abundant yang qi or yang qi. We need the yang as opposed to the yin part of qi. What does that mean? It's a particular type of energy that tends to move toward the periphery of the body, that tends to protect us from the environment. It also warms us in the core very deeply. So it's a way of combating the environment, and our body naturally adjusts, makes this adjustment to a certain extent. When we're young, it does it perfectly. When we're little kids, it just does it automatically. We don't have to think about it. As we age, we have to think about it because the body isn't doing it on its own as well anymore. So these are cogent reasons for cultivating yang qi, especially at this time of year in the northern hemisphere. Okay, we're going to start those drills now. So the first thing we're going to do is something we've talked about before, in fact recently, which is called Zhangzhuan, which means Zhangzhuan is the stance known in Qigong as embracing the tree, or standing like a tree, or standing like a pillar. To get in that stance, very simple. Put your legs a little more than shoulder width apart, just a little more. Bend your knees slightly. Make sure your pelvis is tucked under so your butt is not sticking out backwards. Relax your shoulders and bring your arms up in a circle, roughly a circle. The elbows can drop a little bit, doesn't matter. Okay, what I want you to do now is pause this video and set a timer for 3 minutes. And I'll see you back here as soon as you have stood for 3 minutes. Okay, very good. Now the next thing we're going to do is a different stance. This is called the horse stance, or mabu. Mabu is the horse stance, meaning, well, we kind of already did that with embracing the tree. You might say embracing the tree puts you in a high horse stance. We're going to go into a lower horse stance. A lower horse stance, your legs are more than shoulder width apart, wider apart than they were in that simple embracing the tree. Now, as they're wider apart, your feet may no longer be parallel. They might move out a little bit. Okay, your feet may point out a little bit. That's okay. And here we're just going to stand, hands on hips, and you're going to set a timer now and pause the video, but you're going to set the timer for 2 minutes. Do not go too low or you'll never make it through. Okay, but it should be a challenge. It's going to hurt. You're going to build a strong lower body. Go for it. Okay. Okay, shake out your legs a little bit. You can also take a break here if you want for about 10, 20, 30 seconds. No more than about 30 seconds. And what we're going to go into now is the next stance. This next stance is related to the horse stance, related to mabu. It is called gongbu, which means the bow and arrow stance. The bow and arrow stance is a fairly typical martial arts forward stance, forward fighting stance. So to do this, all you have to do from the horse stance is rotate 45 degrees on your heels. And what you'll find is your back leg is going to be straight, not locked, but straight. Your torso will be upright, and your front leg, your calf will be perpendicular to the ground. Your thigh, if you do it very low, your thigh will actually become parallel to the ground, but you don't have to go that low, and you may not be able to. And that's okay. So we're just going to hold this again for 2 minutes. So set a timer, and here we go. Ready? 2 minutes. Okay. Other side. From horse stance, ready, shift. Again, pause the video, 2 minutes. Okay. When you're doing those standing drills, you're going to find your metabolism revs up. Your heart starts beating faster. Remember to breathe. Breathe consistently. Okay, breathe consistently. Abdominal breathing, doesn't matter whether it's normal abdominal breathing or a reverse abdominal breathing, doesn't matter, but you want to breathe with your belly. Okay, now we get into more drills. So, horse stance. From here, we're going to do a punching drill. This is very important for becoming resilient. Now, you're going to feel your lower body is extremely solid. It'll feel very heavy. You want your upper body to feel very light. So relax it. Don't tense your muscles. And you're going to punch forward like this, and then you're going to alternate. Bring the first one back, second fist. Okay? And we're going to do it very slowly, and do not tense your muscles. Do not tense your arm muscles yet. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Shake out the legs a little bit. Now we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do, instead of a 10 count, we'll do a 20 count, and we're going to do it fast. This time, do not tense your arm until your fist actually reaches the destination. Okay? And when it does, you can tense. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, horse stance, different one this time. We're going to bring the arms up slowly and then shoot them out in palm strikes to the side. So it'll look like this. So as your arms shoot out, keep them very loose. Very loose until that microsecond of theoretical impact. You're not actually hitting anything, of course. I have to make sure I don't too. Okay, horse stance. Ready? This is a 10 count. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Final drill. Again, into horse stance. And we're going to punch. But as we punch, we're going to switch into the bow and arrow stance. So if I punch with my left, I'm going to twist so that my right leg is forward and my left leg is back. And then the reverse, pivoting on the heels. So we'll do a 20 count, which will be 10 per side. Okay? So, I'm going to go that way first. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, as a final word, don't settle. No, don't settle for the mindset, the weak mindset that tells you you are condemned to increasingly deteriorate as you age. You are condemned to become increasingly ill, increasingly weak, increasingly immobile. Do not succumb to that temptation, because in fact it isn't true. If you believe it's true, it's going to accelerate things. Yes, aging is inevitable. Yes, the end is inevitable. But it doesn't mean it's coming on really soon. And, you know, when we look at people who keep themselves in shape, when we look at people who deliberately decide to become strong and powerful, they live a lot longer and they have a much longer health span, not only lifespan, but a health span, than people who don't take care of themselves. I just look at pictures, you know, even today of my parents' generation, my grandparents' generation, who had, frankly, terrible lifestyles. Terrible lifestyles. They smoked their whole lives, they drank too much, they were very sedentary, they had a poor diet, etc., etc. I look at photos of them when they were in their early 50s, and they look 20 years older than I look right now, which is crazy, because I'm a lot older than that. So this is a reason. Do not accept a weak mindset. Instead, adopt a strong mindset, and do not be seduced by the type of mindset that says, those drills we just did, oh, you can just try them, just dip your toe in just to see if they're good, just to see if you like them, just to see if, we know what that leads to. That leads to simply dabbling. It leads to indecision. Adopt a strong mindset. Decide to become, you know, here's the old US Army slogan, be all you can be. Yeah, decide to cultivate your full potential. Why not? Adopt a strong mindset, become resilient today, and defeat the enemies of your personal resilience. I'm Dr. Simeon Roger. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.